3, 2, 1.
Diggin in the crates. Diggin in the crates. Diggin in the crates. Diggin in the crates. Let's take it back.
What's going on, guys?
What's poppin'? What's today?
What's today?
Wednesday? I'm a little loopy.
Dayquil and Puffs.
Yeah, Dayquil and Puffs. That's what today is. Wednesday.
You're on that scissor, huh?
Oh yeah.
Let's see, pop it up. Let's see what it looks like.
You want to see my Dayquil?
Yeah, I want to see your styrofoam cup. What are you doing?
That?
Right, you gotta have a styrofoam cup, man.
With the Hennessy.
Yeah, it's gotta be two. You gotta have two cups together.
So if we go off the air, folks, you know why. Someone is falling asleep behind the wheel.
Oh boy.
Right, Dayquil and Puffs.
We're gonna get it done.
We always get it done.
Or I'm gonna be on Twitch sleeping.
Definitely having a Twitch.
This is Diggin In Da Crates episode 2?
3058.
What is it? 1 billion.
I think it's 5.
Is it?
It might be 5.
Yep, to the fifth power.
To the fifth power. Hey, you know what I'm excited about? Is that versus battle. Earth, Wind, and Fire. And there I go. I got one of the people. They're gonna win. No.
And Puffs.
Wind and Fire and
Isley
brothers.
Isley brothers, yeah.
Now listen, the Isley brothers can go, man. I actually had them at the Sound Factory. Believe it or not.
What year?
1998, maybe.
You think they still got it?
Dude, killed it.
Well, yeah, you know, Ronald Isley is a beast in himself. I mean, he just amazing, like singer, and that guy has pipes for days.
I'm just curious, who's gonna sing for Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Philip Bailey.
He's an easy lover. He could do it.
Right, Philip Bailey's.
But what about all the Maurice White stuff?
Well, you know, versus they're gonna play it. I'm sure they're not gonna.
No, but they have some guy who sounds like Maurice White, right? They have a new guy.
Oh, Maurice Black.
No, I think he's out of Compton. Maurice Orange. Maurice Red.
He's Maurice Black. I'm just
blue. Maurice Blue.
But also, they have a guy that's gonna sing Maurice parts.
I think so.
Wow.
I want to see what they're gonna wear. I want to see the
now
fashion
see-
show. I want to see the threads.
Yeah, oh man, they got to do the 70s. It's got to
They
be
gotta
70s.
show
I
up
hope
live.
so. Can you imagine
They
that?
gotta show
Oh
up like
my
that.
god.
Because that actually,
And
to me, growing up, seeing that
Oh yeah.
made me want to be an entertainer, because the way they dress outside of the music, it was like, man, these guys were like, you know, just super flashy.
Flamboyant.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
the chest hair coming out.
all the chest was always out.
Naki, tell me, you're the one who I first heard that term from, the taco meat.
Taco meat. Yes, sir. You gotta have that taco meat. Ladies used to think that was sexy.
Oh
In
man.
the
Oh,
70s,
boy.
man.
Oof.
My mom used to go crazy on my pop's taco.
The taco meat on your pops.
Yeah.
Remember, it went from like, you know, real masculine thing was a hairy chest. That was real
Right.
masculine. And then I don't know, maybe it was 90s. You had to have no hair on your chest or something like 90s or 2000s.
They just waxed it off and
Like all of a
everybody
sudden,
went baby
the dudes-
oil and
the dudes
smooth.
became bald.
It was clean shaven. If you think about it, you know how the porn industry used to be.
Whoa.
Come on now, you know, when we were kids, bushes were in.
Oh, yeah.
Stash.
It was like,
Bushes and stashes.
oh yeah, trying to bring it back. Let's bring it back.
I
Let's
see
get
you
back
with
to
your
Earth.
Bruno Mars. Got your Bruno Mars happening over there.
I like that
Oh,
swag.
man.
I like that. I love that 70s swag though. That was just so much. The platform shoes.
But
the
that was
bell
your
bottom.
era. Of course he loved it.
I mean,
It was kind of my era.
it was a real creative time. I mean, for me, you know, being a kid in that era, just seeing that versus what you see now is
Oh,
not that
God.
much creativity in clothes and fashion and entertainment.
Tight jeans
the
at
whole-
your knees.
Yeah, the Parliament Funkadelic stuff. Those dudes were like crazy moon stuff, and then you'd have Curtis Mayfield would come out like just very pimperish.
Yeah.
that whole like Superfly era, which
Yeah.
is the big hats and the big old platform shoes and the bell bottoms and the polyester. Boy, they were staying away from
polyester.
staying away from staying away from matches. I'll tell you what's funny though, and I remember this vividly as a kid. My uncle, he's a little bit older than me, my mom's youngest brother. And he was like, he was the silky shirts, the satin shirts and the Angel Flights, bell bottoms and stuff. And their big thing was back then, the weed had seeds. So these guys, they'd smoke their weed, and the seeds would pop out of the weed and burn holes in their shirts, and they would lose their minds because and you would see that the real dope heads back then, the guys who were smoking a lot of weed, their shirts had a whole bunch of little holes in the front of them. Seeds. That's facts. That's facts right there.
I remember that my older brothers used to when they used to roll joints, they used to take the seeds out.
Yeah, you had to.
Like they used to like have it on like an album cover. And they would be parting and putting the seeds on one side and then right. So I mean, I grew up around that.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden that Sensimilla weed came out that had no seeds, and people lost their minds. They're like,
game changer.
Yeah, I could just smoke the whole stick. Yeah, icky. Smoke the whole stick. Yeah, that changed the game. That changed.
It did. And if you look at like the fashion from the 60s going into the 70s, I think was definitely the era that like stepped it up, like because the 60s was like, okay, it was basic, they had some basic things, but
they got the little hippie thing, kind of that little hippie movement,
right? But the 70s they went like flamboyant Jones. It was like they was out there.
You were either like
fishbowl,
like on another planet. Yeah, you had or you had like, I don't know, the real disco-y look, right? Had that look, and then but like all of the rock stars, they all had like real tight satin chest open strings tying it all together. And
I remember looking at a video
sleeves and it was
of Teddy Pendergrass live. He had his little tight shirt on. He had a tight tank top that was like cutting his circulation off,
like the one I got on right now.
He was like, turn off the lights.
Hey, women would lose their minds for Teddy. But see that now, that's fashion. Look at that.
Yes, look at that, boy.
That looks like some like straight up Gucci kind of, like that would be like some new Gucci would come out, or Versace would come out with something like that right now.
Yeah.
Migos be trying to dress like that a little bit. Migos be like dressing a little bit like that with them shirts and stuff. But I mean, they really took their fashion serious, huh?
Yeah, that guitar, that angle.
Tossed his girl all around in an elevator, huh?
He didn't toss her around.
No, I know it was. You know what? Actually, here's
what happened? She just slipped
over that Call of Duty thing, and she lost the tug of war.
Yeah. He didn't actually put his hands on her at all.
No, he didn't.
He went around him, and I got it. You can't take my Call of Duty game. I got it. And
she was like, "No, I got it."
And it wasn't like he like stomped her inside the elevator or anything. No. So I gotta kind of side with caution. I'm not saying anything.
That's the safe thing to say. I know what I saw. I didn't see him assault her. Like people saying, "Oh, we're gonna cancel this guy." I'm like, he didn't really do nothing. They just was tugging and on this doggone Call of Duty thing, and she lost.
Is that what
it was? It wasn't like she put her hands on him or he put her hands on her. They were going after a thing.
Just grabbing.
She tried. When that elevator opened, she had them Mayweathers going on. You gotta watch the whole video. She was trying to swing. She was swinging at him, and he was ducking. When the elevator opened.
This was over a game console.
Huh?
This was over a game console?
I think so. Maybe the new Call of Duty came out. I don't know what they were arguing about. I'm not sure what was happening, but that box was the thing that they both were trying to.
That was the linchpin. That was the linchpin. Yeah, Migos. I remember Migos. They were kind of the guys that, to me, that seemed like they really got the Versace thing popping again, though.
Mm-hmm.
They really got that brand going again. And I remember they were like, someone was telling me that they would like just show up to like record label parties in Miami and show up in like Versace gear, and they didn't even have like record deals really yet. And people were like, who are these guys? They're dressed all flamboyant. Do they have music out yet and stuff? So they were just kind of showing up before they had anything in place with the Versace.
Well, I think with that, I think that was probably it could be a promotional tactic to try to get noticed. And if you get noticed, sometimes if you're wearing somebody's stuff, they may want to send you something. I don't know if you ever saw this video of this guy who used to show up to the park, basketball guy. He used to wear like all the Jordan stuff. He had the leg brace on, and he had the Jordan whole outfit, and he was hooping. He was hooping like no,
he wasn't good.
But and they sent him a whole bunch of Jordans and a whole bunch of outfits and all that because the video went viral. This guy out here trying to be Michael Jordan. So I think that was probably a promotional tactic with the Migos showing up with that Versace before they even had a deal, because it's expensive.
It is expensive. Like one of those shirts is like $2,000 a shirt.
I'll never own one.
I owned like 10 Versace shirts at one time.
I believe you.
I had
So which one of these shirts did you have?
I had the one that's tied in front.
The one with the crop top.
That
With the hand on the hip, man. That pose was practiced.
You should. I was abtastic.
Okay, I see the abs. Okay.
I'll tell you what. And then the high waistband. That was something else too. I like to have my pants like below my belly button.
I don't know about that crop top.
No, I didn't have the crop top. Okay with
it. For the record,
who is it? That's
Ernie.
Ernie. Hold on a second. Let me put my glasses on.
That's Ernie Isley, and he bet not show up to that versus wearing that shirt.
Could you imagine? They say, okay, the versus battle, you got to pick one era of outfit, like, and then they give you like 3 to select from, and that's one of the 3. And you're like, man, I did like that outfit though. It was nice and breezy that day.
So looking like Michael from Good Times, man. Can't have that. But when you think about Earth, Wind, and Fire and Isley Brothers catalog, man.
Oh, it's Isley Brothers catalog goes back to the 50s.
Yes.
That's crazy. It goes back to the 50s.
Yes. So they have like tons of hits, and I think this is going to be real enjoyable for just music lovers in general.
I'm going
with Isley Brothers?
I have to. That's so
why?
Because me and my best friend were like huge Isley Brother fans growing up. Don't get me wrong, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire, but Isley Brothers brought that funk. It was funkier and a little harder. Like think about Fight the Power, man. That song is in your face.
It is. That was a good one.
Or Choosy Lover, oh man, come on now. Hold on, I'm gonna show you guys something.
Make him say it again, girl. Oh man, that was a hit too.
So I was in my attic last night, and the kids they're always nervous, like, oh, you got mannequins in the attic. I do. I've got mannequins in my attic. I swear. My wife used to work for Victoria's
Oh, that's right.
Secret.
You do have mannequins.
I do. And
scaring the heck out of those kids.
Oh, the kids are dude. They're like, they think I got body parts in the attic. They really do. They're terrified. They're terrified. So they go, the mannequins aren't up there. I go, yeah, they're we're not coming. So I was up there looking for something, and I got like some old radio station stuff, and this is kind of crazy. So BMG would send out all kinds of promotional stuff. I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. Is it?
Take it back.
Almost. Yeah. I can't read it, but it cleared out.
Okay, I saw the BMG.
I see BMG.
Yep. The BMG. So they would send these tubes of like, records that are coming out, so you could, put them up in your radio stations and stuff like this. So they sent this to me at the radio station, and check out what's in it.
Let's see.
So I got some gems in here now.
I
was like, what? So You know these little slip things, Naki. You know you'd have them in your office and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you got the classic Keith Murray poster. Oh, he was so dope.
The most beautiful
That's
thing in
cool.
the world. Isn't that dope? And then
Man,
and look at.
wow. Yeah. Man, his career just like
He was.
I thought he was gonna be
dope,
like,
dude.
man, like
So that and
have a long career.
look at this poster.
This is the one.
let me back it up. Hold on.
Damn. That's dope. You got to get him to sign that one.
Dude, yeah, he got to sign that.
Yeah.
For sure. I got the cocktails, 2 short cocktails.
Oh, that's
He
dope.
looks so young in this
Did
picture.
you show the boys that?
Yeah, Jackson, my
Maybe
son
Jackson.
Hey, Dad, put that up right now. Put it up on my wall right now.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
That
kind
was a classic, man.
Find, huh? That was a good find.
Yeah,
awesome.
that's classic, man. And you know what happened to Keith Murray, man? I mean,
I don't know.
what happened? I mean, I know Eric Sermon signed him, and he was on the Def Squad, and you know he had the
Him and Redman used to do a lot of stuff together, right?
yeah, but
And
he
then
was
Redman
he was
started
signed
messing
to
with Method Man a lot. I think that's what happened.
nah, but see, Keith Murray was signed to Eric Sermon,
EPMDs or Eric Sermon. What was that?
right? I think it was Def Squad.
Yes. Okay.
And he produced that The Most Beautifulest Thing in This World. And then, you know, with that, then Keith Murray did the R. Kelly joint.
Wow.
I mean, his star was like shining at one point. And then he just like fell off.
I'm going to tell you, I think, because if you look at the dates, it's probably really close to when Jive got Britney Spears, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys,
And Backstreet Boys together.
right? So Jive is shifting gears. They're moving to that pop thing and making money, and all of the hip hop artists on Jive
Got lost in the shuffle.
the ones that brought them to the table to eat. They're like, and Too Short talked about. I talked about that with Too Short in a podcast. Like I said, yeah, you guys kept Jive Records viable for a long time. All the think about it. Houdini was on there. Morty was on there. So all of these hip hop guys that brought them to the dance, they're like, yeah, we're gonna dance a lot faster now. We got some pop groups.
Right. When the pop groups came in, they forgot about you, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe
man.
that's what happened. I mean, you know,
I think if we look at the dates, that's probably what we're gonna see. We're gonna see like
right, because if you have at the time the two biggest boy bands in the world on the same label,
yeah, and Britney Spears.
and Britney. Oh
And
my
you're-
god.
Yeah, and you're gonna make money for 50 years.
So that becomes the priority,
Absolutely.
you know, because what the rappers do, you know, these pop people, they did it like, you know,
Well, I say
10, 20 times more.
put all of the hip hop guys together, and it probably wouldn't equal what those pop groups did by themselves, right?
No, because I think the one record that NSYNC put out, I believe it was No Strings Attached. That was the first record that they put out when they got to Jive, because that's when they broke with Lou Pearlman.
Mm-hmm.
I think that sold like a couple million copies in the first week, and this people had to go buy it. This wasn't streaming. This wasn't, you know, let me play
Had
it
to
on my
stand in
phone.
line.
You had to stand in line to get that.
I used to love those midnight releases at Tower Records. We had a Tower Record. Yeah, we had a Tower Records in San Francisco, and they would do those midnight releases on records, albums, and we would go. Or ticket sales. The tickets would go on sale at midnight for a concert, and you would go and line up at Tower Records to go buy concert tickets.
And you know, I miss it because you don't have that tangible thing anymore. Where, you know, I used to love getting the
Your hand.
CDs to, check the credits to see who produced what, who mixed it, who wrote what, all that was fun to me. And even like going to buy records or going to buy CDs, it was fun. I mean, it was an experience. And sometimes I feel like today's, industry, the fans of music are being cheated out of that experience.
Yeah, I think in general, but you know what? They say that this past year, there was more hard album sales, like physical vinyl LP album sales, more last year than in the last like 10 years or something like that.
I believe that.
Yeah, because
vinyl was already gone.
And that's like last week, I went out to my storage unit, my son and I, because he wanted to take some records back to New York with him. So we were digging through all my records, and he was just grabbing stuff.
Digging in the crates, was he?
Yeah, we were digging, definitely digging in the crates. And he got probably about 50 pieces of vinyl that he wanted from like old school to like the Rockefeller era, up in that era, So, but just his interest in vinyl, it just shows you that, like, and he's a young kid, right, compared to us, but that's what he wanted to do. So we did that.
My son Dallas did the exact same thing before he moved down to LA. He's like, "Hey Dad, can I get some vinyl?" So he came over, did like a quick little pick in here. Yep. And I was like, man, it actually felt good, for someone else to like grab the vinyl, touch it, look at the album credits, look at the artwork. And, I remember I loved getting the album because then you could see all the lyrics. Like you'd see the lyric sheet in there. Yep. And that was fun to me to watch, especially like Prince. If you watch like Prince, you're like, man, look at his lyrics and this and that. So, that was interesting to me for sure. I missed
even the artwork.
Like, I was going to say
the artwork was very important. I think the artwork was just as important as the record itself. Like the song, the artwork had to be like, man, it had to be clicking. And I don't think they put that much effort in artwork anymore because you're not doing the whole book,
right?
And things like that.
Plus, it was it's photography, so your mind can take it to another world in your head. You're not given a video or something of, to where it's already given to you. You had to use your imagination. You got to step into that world.
But in your opinion, you don't feel like this generation is being like cheated?
They are bombarded by so much imagery and information that I don't think that they would actually, I think they would cheat themselves. I think they cheat themselves because I don't think they would take the time to actually, it takes time, right?
I say this, those same kids that this generation has, they stand in line for sneakers.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I see this all the time. Right. They trying to flip them. Yeah, but they stand in line for sneakers. So
like this Prince album.
Oh, that's what, 1999, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You got these inside pictures, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's just dope.
And sometimes they used to have
another one, right?
Yes.
But then then you have all of the lyrics to the song.
They used to have that, and some vinyl came with posters.
Oh yeah,
they have a poster inside. Some of them did,
and I didn't know any better. I would take the poster out and put it up instead of like saving that poster.
Pin it.
I always put them up.
I use tape, messed it up.
Tape it up, or you stick
rip it a little
in it. Put some pins in it. And you're like,
oh man, I done messed up so many good posters with tape. That I just like, if I could go back, I would just pin it.
Yeah,
that's what it was for, though. You had to, you enjoyed it, you lived it.
Yeah, I mean, I had Lil' Kim signed her classic poster for me when she was
squatting down low.
Yeah, she signed that for me. I was working at GCI at the time, and she came up, and she actually signed that poster for me, bro.
That's cool.
I had it on my wall in my.
What did it say?
It was just to Naki, and thanks for your support, and make sure you lick this poster. No, but that was it. Just said thank you for the support.
The thing about that poster is it's to me, it's not a really flattering outfit on, because she had that big fur bottom bikini. The fur is like a fur, so it looked too puffy to me. It looked like the 70s, if you know what I mean. All furry. All furry. It was really furry down there. So I didn't think that was the most flattering bikini bottom that she could have wore in that picture. But I thought it was funny because I saw that poster in like Meet the Fockers or whatever it was. Remember?
Yeah.
He had the little Kim poster in there. I was like, I remember that poster.
Yeah, and I mean, but it was definitely an iconic shot. Yeah, definitely. And at the time, no female rappers would even like doing that. Like you would see Queen Latifah do that.
Nah.
Now, if Queen Latifah did that, would you put that up?
Mm-mm.
Oh, that's a dope one right there.
Mass appeal.
Gangstar. They don't get the credit that I think they deserve to. As far as
there was so much drama at the end. I think that's what happened. I think that the drama overshadowed the legacy of Gangstar. You know what I mean? I think that with Guru, I don't know what the whole thing was, but him and DJ Premier, they just fell out hard, right?
I think it was more so probably the everybody started doing the solo stuff. Premier was producing still, and Guru started the Jasmine Taz that blew up. I mean, the Jasmine Taz series, like he was eating off that. And once you get those commitments, it's hard to come back to what started if you don't want to come back to what started. You feel me?
But it really seemed like drama. Like there was like some, because remember he didn't even want DJ Premier to come to the hospital when he was about to die.
I think it was bad. Like a bad relationship that just went to waste, and I would hope that he got to see him before he passed.
I hope so too, but it just when you have so much anger inside of you, you can't see anymore, and that's the thing about having to let anger go. Sometimes you just like I got to move on and can't be angry. So
can a group function if they're not doing the same thing in a group, like a producer and a rapper or a DJ and a rapper? Because most of those groups kind of like broke up and never really like got back together, like Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. You guys were riding such a big wave. Why split?
Oh, I didn't know they split.
Yeah, they split right after the Grammys.
Really, right after the Grammys, they split.
Right after the Grammys, they split, man.
Oh, there you go. I haven't heard a song since. There you go.
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, can they coexist even though you're doing two separate things?
I think what happens is one of them has to feel like they're doing more than the other. That's the only reason for a split. When you're feeling like, man, I'm contributing, 80% of this, you're doing 20, but we're splitting it 50-50. So I think
if it's your beat, and it's his lyrics,
it's 50-50.
It's 50-50. So I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either. I wish I was in that situation.
Yeah. Wish you had that problem.
We're like, hey man, we're fighting about millions of dollars. I'm like, yeah, we're fighting, but
I'll let you guys know.
Because when you think about it, a lot of the groups that were in that particular format never stayed together. I mean, DJ Jazzy Jeff, Fresh Prince, Will Smith broke out, did his thing. Jazzy Jeff did his thing. They never really got back together to do an album. I mean, they did TV, but they never did another album. Yeah, Eric B and Rakim, they never did another album.
Dang, that's crazy.
But one, as far as like the Will Smith
did Eric B do all those beats?
Yeah, most of them.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, he's on the vinyl on the credits as a producer.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then once I
want that problem. I want that problem.
If you're a writer and the lyricist, your world kind of opens up quicker, right? Like if you're hot, if you take a really hot
face,
right? So more people are going to come at you. Hey, check out this sound. Hey, check out that sound. And then there's easier access to already established people that you might probably want to work with. But a producer, you probably, I imagine you'd still get the same kind of effect, but not as
big as a
effective, maybe.
rapper.
Yeah. Rapper
Because
or
when you
singer.
think about it, it's like now,
all the features, everyone's on a feature or something.
right? It's like everybody's
Yeah.
trying to get the rapper on something, and
The face
now-
is easier to get out there, right?
I think so. But I just not knowing what happened with Gangstar kind of make you think like, okay, if both of you guys were successful doing the solo stuff, I don't think it should be a problem to come back together and do the stuff that made you, because you created fans in that aspect.
There was a problem. Hey, have you speaking of problems, is not grammar, one of the guys from the Furious Five is like on a tear, right? Like not Grandmaster who was not Melly Mel. One of them is like tearing, like going after every hip hop artist. And there's one of them, and I keep seeing it popping up, like Melly Mel. And I don't want.
Wait a minute, I think you're talking about
one of the old school rappers is just like going in.
He's from gosh, what is this group's name? He's from I don't think he's from Grandmaster Flash. He's from
one of those groups, right?
Right. He's it's Lords. He's from Lords of the not Lords of the Underground, but what's the name of that group? The group that had Grand Poobah in it.
That wasn't that Lords of the Underground?
Let's see.
No, that was what is the group's name?
Brand Nubian.
Brand Nubians. One of the guys from Brand Nubian, Lord Jamal.
I was just saying
Okay.
Lord Finesse or
Right, Lord Jamal is the guy that's going in. I think that's
On
who you're
everybody?
talking about.
Is
On
it?
everybody. Yeah, he's always
I know
got
there's
something
one
to
of
say.
them but I think it's an old school guy, like an old school guy, like a
An
melody.
older guy.
Yeah,
Like
like talking beef kind of stuff. I'm like, what?
He did it.
I'm gonna have to look it up for our next episode. But
He did it in 2013. He got on Kanye West.
who did?
Lord Jamal, right?
Yeah, he got on
Yeah,
Kanye
he was
West.
going in on everybody.
In a track
Old head.
titled "Lift Up Your Skirt," and he stated
Wow.
that gay has no place in hip hop. So he did that. He said that to Kanye back in 2013. So what's he doing now?
He's working at Staples.
But hey, I'll tell you what, everyone is
Um,
is bugging out over Lil Nas X though.
Oh man,
Yeah, man.
we touched on that before you got on.
Yeah, people, hey,
Man, hey,
that whole
I'll tell you
Satan thing-
what.
that same thing is a bad look, anyways. I don't know why.
Let me tell you something. I love those shoes. I would
They're worth
wear
a
them.
lot. I bet they're worth a lot of money. I bet.
Yeah, they're definitely dope.
I think they're dope, man. Like,
Really?
I think the concept
yeah.
is awesome. And they already came out with, was it the Jesus shoes, or right?
Right before that.
So they
like,
already came out with shoes with holy water in the sole. So it's not like Envy's. Come on,
I mean,
But
you
they're
know,
dope.
I think when you really think about what he was trying to do or what he was trying to put out there,
Was he doing a heaven and hell thing? Is that what it was?
yeah,
He did
more so about that and about how people portray a person that's gay. You know, it's like, you know, he just want people to treat him equally. You know, so he put it in that particular, you know, format with the heaven and hell and the. I mean, he eventually killed the devil in the video. I mean, so and then you know he rolled off in the sunset. You know, in heaven.
Shoes?
Huh? In the shoes?
He kills the devil, takes his shoes. Is that what?
I don't know if he took his shoes, but I know he took his horns.
Man.
So it was kind of like seducing him to throw him off, and just to like to I mean,
I
that's
didn't see
what
it,
my interpretation
but
was.
the shoes are
And
clean.
I thought it was.
The shoes are dope though, huh? Okay.
Yeah, the shoes are dope.
I bet if you could get yourself a pair of those shoes, you could probably sell them for like $100,000, right?
Sure, you
Because
can.
it's a limited edition.
There's
because they sold out.
666.
Yeah, they sold out in less than a minute.
Imagine if you had number
And-
13.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
And now Nike is suing the company that
Yes.
made the shoe.
I saw that.
So
because they don't want any backlash, right?
no, they trying to protect.
They're trying to stay away from
switch,
that
man.
one.
Word.
We ain't got nothing to do with it.
They're gonna have to
These are
change
Jesus issues.
But there wasn't no backlash about that.
Damn, those shoes are dope.
I told you.
And you know, with the Chicago Bulls thing,
Oh
those are
man,
good with them Bulls jerseys.
Yeah,
you know?
that'd be badass.
I think those things is like $1,000, right?
Yeah, it was 1,000.
And it sold out in 2 minutes.
Under a minute.
Under a minute.
And you know, Miley Cyrus just had them on.
Yeah.
When she posted on her social media, she had those shoes on.
I just bet because of the backlash, a lot of these folks aren't going to be wearing. They're going to have them, like celebrities. They'll have them, but they're not going to be wearing them.
On some private collector stuff.
You know what's funny is I almost, because you can design your own.
Well,
95s.
that's what they did. That's not Nike. I mean, yeah, Nike didn't do
but
that.
I'm saying you can go online and you can do that. You can design your own. Yeah. And I designed one that was very similar to. I have a feeling he hacked into my computer because I have something that's very, very similar to that.
You have 667.
So what's worse?
It's like they're real. They're real.
What's worse, wearing Nas X Air Max or a Trump hat?
Trump hat.
Trump hat. Yeah, Trump hat all day long. Trump hat all day long. Yeah. It's just,
oh my goodness.
The whole thing. It is
excellent
crazy.
question.
It's crazy. And then we see this trial that's going on right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
My fear is one of the jurors, all it takes is one of the jurors is going to acquit. That's my fear. Because if that will start probably the biggest revolution in this country's ever seen. When people will be so disenfranchised by the whole system where they just know. I mean, it just to be African American in the United States and to just see like none of this is built for you, none of it, and to see
extremely hard for us, man. And
I feel. I mean, and I can only feel from the exterior. I can't know what it's like to like get into my car and worry about if I'm going to get home. I can't, or if my kids are going to the grocery store to run an errand for me, if they're going to come home. I don't have to worry about that, right? I really don't have to worry about that.
This country was definitely set up that way, you know.
Yeah.
All this stuff was grandfathered in before we all were here. And to keep any group of people or any race oppressed and down because, you know, either you fear them or you don't want them to succeed or be considered equal as you. It's like, how can you as a person be judge and jury over another person that's not even your child or, you know, somebody like that? It's like, it's very, very sad.
Yeah, man. It's like it all needs to be redone. It needs to be redone. And, you know, I'm down with reparations. I think there should be reparations. And I know a lot of people, oh man, who's going to pay? I'm like, listen, the country was built on the back of slaves and free labor. So you gotta make it right. And maybe, it's, you know, 4 generations ago, but you still got to make it right. Just because it happened, you can't say it didn't happen. It happened.
Yeah. And the sad thing is with a lot of these bills that come out that the government puts into play when they vote on these, they send a lot of money and finances to a lot of countries that, you know, don't have anything to do with nothing here.
Right.
You know, you got people that's sleeping outside. You got the homeless is like really like off the charts. And it seemed like no one is really trying to do enough for them. Right. But we're so quick to help other countries. It's like you need to build your own infrastructure, get your own stuff in your own house together first before you run out and start doing stuff for other people.
Yeah.
And that's been a downfall,
Well,
forever.
it's all special interest, and that's the thing is, special interest has no place in politics, but
No.
they control politics.
They run it.
They run every election. They run every bill that's being passed. There's some secret handshake that's going on all the time, and this is a country of opportunity, and it's supposed to be a country of opportunity for
everybody. Yeah, it's
everybody.
supposed to be.
But it's not, and that's why people want to come to the country, because they know there's an opportunity. There's more opportunity here than most, right? Than most countries.
Correct.
But when you get here, it's still skewed. It's still set up. It's not equal, and there's not equal opportunity. And I think that's what we got to get past. And get to is creating it equal for everybody. And I don't know, man. I don't think it's gonna happen in my lifetime. I hope it happens.
Probably won't.
In my kids' lifetime, but I think that people are more aware now.
I think so. And I hate talking politics.
Me too.
And
I hate it. I hate talking.
The thing about what just happened in Georgia, the governor and a few of his constituents got together and they put this law in play where you can't give people that stand in line water or because now they're trying to figure out, if we don't provide these things for people that's been waiting a long time to vote, then they're not going to stand in line to vote, and that's going to crush.
Make it inconvenient. You're trying to make it inconvenient for people
because they want the vote to be. They didn't expect Georgia to flip blue,
right?
You know what I'm saying? That's been. They didn't expect that. So for them to even try to finagle the laws a little bit to try to, make it in their favor, it still shows that, that good old boys club is still existing.
The status quo. They want to keep the status quo. And I think most of it is fear. People are afraid. People are afraid of what they don't know. Media, television portrays people a certain way. So everyone feels like, oh, well, the ghetto or the hood or, people are crack on crack. And because that's the spin, because you don't know how that other person is just like you. You know what? That person is a human being. They're just like you. They have the same trials and tribulations you do. They have the same problems with their kids, raising their kids. They have the same problems paying the rent. They have the same problems going to grocery. Everyone has these same issues, but there's such a divide created, I feel like, in media to keep this thing. Because
that's how they make their money.
There's no good stories.
That's how they make their money.
Bad stories, right? It's bad stories.
Right. Anything negative, they're going to push it because that drives ratings. And how can you be afraid of someone, some race or a person, and you're utilizing a lot of the things that they contributed to America?
It's crazy.
Right.
The stoplight. That was invented by a black man. You use it every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you be afraid of that? That to me shows potential in that particular person or that race. If this guy can invent that, imagine what others can do if they had the opportunity. Yeah.
Well, and then, the schools and, the way they gerrymandered everything and they cut up districts and just, it's, you look at it and you're like going, this isn't real. This can't be real. But it's real. And you're like going, this is happening in supposed to be the freest country in the world. And it's still not. It's not the freest. And we should be. We should strive every day to be the freest country in the world. Give everyone the same opportunity, same education system for everybody, because we want to be the most educated. We want to be the healthiest. We want to have the best food. We want to have those things in our country, but we can't if we keep working against ourselves. It just feels like we're working.
That's what's happening. I mean, in other countries, they have free healthcare. Yeah. They have
education,
free college.
Yeah.
They have, and they don't have maybe a tenth of the amount of wealth that America has, but they're able to provide stuff for their people. And I don't see why we don't have free healthcare or we don't have free college for somebody who may cure cancer one day, but just can't get to college
because this country still wants as cheap labor as possible.
Yeah.
To the scale to have as much of it as possible. And that's why
the wealth gap is huge. It's bigger than it's ever been. CEOs make more money than they've ever made before compared to the average worker. There's no limits. And at some point you got to say, how much is enough? How much money is enough for if I'm the CEO of, a bank or something, and I'm making $14 or $15 million a year salary, and I get another $10 million in bonuses, but my average worker, we're not going to put them full time because I don't want to pay him his health and medical and all I don't want to pay for that stuff. So I'm keeping him working, 30 hours a week instead of 40 hours a week. It's just, it's mind boggling to me that much greed exists that much greed exists. And then you see the guy from Amazon and even like,
oh God.
I mean, that at some point you got to say it's enough. You don't need any more money. You don't.
Right. And speaking of Amazon, they already are trying to create unions at Amazon because they want better pay. They want better work conditions. And this is just one facility that has started this whole thing to try to become a union. Yeah. And which if that happens, then other places will spread to try to do that through the Amazon corporation. But I mean, this guy's sitting on so much money, man. It's like, pay your people, man. Take care of your people that's doing a good service for you.
But listen, man, it's the same with like all of these corporations. They move all of their manufacturing out of the United States. Look at Apple, look clothing companies. There's no manufacturing in the United States. It's all done in other countries by kids, and they act like it's not. It's done by kids. It's just like slave labor. They're paying somebody 23 cents a day to manufacture some Nikes or some Jordans or something, and they comes back and these guys, they just line their pockets, man, and it's not cool. It's not fair.
Yeah, but
I think that
but we buy it.
Yeah,
and I mean you and me. I mean, like I'm not gonna say that because I'm like, man, I wear tons of Nikes and I buy from Amazon. So
right,
I
know, but we don't because we don't feel like it's impacting us.
But and I didn't think it was bad at Amazon, to be honest with you. I didn't think that they were not being paid, because it's like they're popping up everywhere, and it seems like the people that drop off the packages are happy to me. I mean, that's what I see. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, but I didn't know that it was bad.
Have a good day.
I mean, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
So Billy for president. Or Naki for president. I'm treasurer. I just want a little side job. just get me in the cabinet.
But we know $15 an hour. You cannot live on $15 an hour.
You can't. And not when you keep raising the price of everything and not raising the wages, it don't make sense. It's like, what I'm saying? I can remember when I was growing up, cigarettes was like $1.50 a pack. Now they like $15 a pack. Yeah. I can remember this. So if a person's making $15 an hour when the cigarettes were $1.50 and they still making $15 an hour when the cigarettes are now $15, it's like, how are you gonna survive? If you I'm just using that as an example, but you can't keep raising the prices without raising the wages.
Yeah, there was something that said if the scale of pay for bank bonuses was applied to minimum wage also, minimum wage would be $44 an hour today.
Which seems legit.
That's great. That's great money.
Yeah.
Well, then it seems like if that's minimum wage, at least if you have a full-time minimum wage job, you can have the same opportunities to be a landowner. You can go buy a home, you can buy a car, you can do the things that every American, the American, you can live the American dream if you have a job, right?
Yeah.
And I guarantee you this: if minimum wage was $44 an hour, man, everybody be working. They don't give a fuck.
Right.
I work at McDonald's, Arby's.
40
Hey, wherever I can get employment, I'm going.
I will become a Jamaican. I'll have 3 jobs, right?
Small fries, Big
I
Mac.
got 3 jobs, man.
3 jobs, man. Hey, I feel
3 jobs, man. You only got 2 jobs, you lazy goat.
because that's facts, though. I mean, if you're making $44 an hour, hey, everybody will be working everywhere because that's like, yo, you got an opportunity to really make a good living for your family.
Yeah, I think there's so many levels to it, though. You know, I think we're simplifying it. Obviously, we're simplifying it, but I just think that once you start shipping jobs out of the United States, when you moved the steel industry out of the United States, you moved manufacturing all of these computers. I mean, we developed them, we made them, we created them, we invented them here in the United States.
Yeah.
But we said, you know what? I can get that same iPod made for $2 in Taiwan or China, wherever they get them made, versus getting them made here in the United States for $15. I'm like, you know what? How much is too much, though? How much profit is too much? And I think that's the balance. The balance is like, listen, we could do it. We could go and make them for $2,
right?
And we only make 80% profit, or we can make them here in the United States for $10, and we make a 75% profit, or 60% profit is good enough.
It's
Pushing
still
those
good.
margins.
That's really good.
That's just because you're competing, and the next guy's gonna go and do it. So you can't get everybody on the same page for that.
No, it's greed, man. That greed is like one of the worst.
Man, pop up those shoes again. Those shoes are greedy, man. I can tell already. I bet those shoes said greed on the side. Put up those nice shoes. I bet.
Let me see. Hold on. Where's my button? Boom. $1,000 for some shoes. Now, what do you think?
That's greed.
What do you think the cost of production on that shoe is?
That shoe?
Yeah, like $5. You think a little less? Remember, it has a drop of blood.
A huge blood is it? Yeah.
So the team from Mischief, that company, they took 6 of their employees and they got blood from. They did it themselves too. They were like, yeah, there was no medical staff. They just did it. So 6 crew staff from Mischief took some blood. They probably just pricked themselves and saved it, and there was no proper anything behind the
proper ventilation
of those.
Those shoes got hepatitis.
Yeah, I think so.
Get some everything in it now, because you don't know these people
got it's got that Pentagon force field.
I don't know about that, man. See, now I didn't know. I thought they probably used his blood or something. But now
they use 6 employees from Mischief.
Oh no!
Because that's what kind of put Nike over the top in terms of nope, that wasn't us.
Yeah, wait,
inhumane. You can't do that.
They took a drop of blood and then they mixed it with dye, and then it's in the air bubble.
They shouldn't even have said that. They should have been something they kept on the DL for like 20
years. Like the hidden track on the album.
But we're talking about it, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, but then see, they in 20 years,
like a myth. You think they should have? Yeah, like an urban legend kind of a thing.
I think I think
kept it like that
in 20
without
years,
ever doing it.
No, but in 20 years,
you dropped the video.
We're gonna have the cloning down so good that you could open up the shoe and clone the person who made the shoe. That's what I would have waited for. I just said, man, and guess what? This person's is the person who made the shoe 100 years ago, and you clone that drop out of there, and like, well, I'm back. I'm gonna make another shoe with some blood. It's crazy.
So what's next? They got the Jesus shoes. They got these shoes. What they got? Purgatory ones. They're gonna be like a cream colored.
You know, probably. I don't know. They probably. You know, I mean, that's
limbo.
Yeah,
the limbo shoe.
Limbo.
It's like you have to bend over backwards, right? You got to
balance faster.
I think. You know, my favorite shoes now are the Yeezys, though.
Really?
Which one?
I like these.
Oh, okay. They look comfortable. Are they comfortable?
Oh yeah.
Hold on a second,
Billy. He's got like a dozen pairs, probably. You don't? I don't know, man. Did you really?
Yeah, I shouldn't have though, but I did.
Did you?
I just wanted. the wifey was like, this is ridiculous. You got shoes stacked up in the room. You act like a child.
You don't have them
like a
anymore?
high school kid anymore. I sold a couple.
Wow. Okay.
I shouldn't have sold the boot. I sold the boot.
The one you liked?
I pretty much gave the boot away.
One you liked?
The one I liked, I sold it, and the guy was like, and I did a consignment first, and he was like, "Yeah, man, nobody wanted to buy that boot." I'm like, "Really?" I said, "Well,
yeah, right. People came in every day trying to get that. He held on.
Here's the secret. Oh, he bought the boot.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
And I told everybody away. I gave it away.
Oh man,
I gave that boot away. And then I looked on StockX, and I was like, well, I had to ship it out, and I had to do this. And I tried to justify taking a major hit on it.
God,
but I did. I took a hit. So here, check this out. I got one too. Naki, here you go.
Let's see what you got.
This was the last one I just got in the mail.
Oh, nice. The size 10.5.
Come on, man. I got grown man feet.
12?
Yeah, 12.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
What size you wear?
Right.
Size of foot tells a lot about a man.
Right. Yeah, those are nice.
I got these. I got
Yeah, I got two. I got a lot of them. I got
they're hella comfortable though. I gotta admit,
very comfortable to walk in. I tell you.
You know why? Because the bottoms are kind of like old man shoes when you think about it.
Yes, orthopedics.
White
orthopedics.
Orthopedics. These shoes actually work for me because they're like old man shoes, so I can DJ in them all night long.
Right, man. And those, and what I started looking into are the KD shoes.
Yeah,
he has some nice ones.
Does he?
Yeah, you guys get a chance. Just look at some of the KD shoes that he has. And I think I may get a pair. KDs.
Any particular edition?
I forget the one that I really like because I just be looking on like Goat, the site, and I scrolled through them and I saw a couple pairs that I just liked. Like I said, I'm gonna like these, and so
and then you bought them.
I didn't buy them yet.
I like them. Bought them.
I got too much other stuff, because I remember agreement I made.
You came with
My
those.
wife is if I bring in a new pair, I have to get rid of a pair, which I'll ship it out to my son. I'll give it to my son.
The secret stash.
Right.
You're not wearing those, right? You're just holding those for me.
Right. Hold them for me. Yeah. But yeah, so I ship them out to him, and like he was just home recently for the funeral, so he took 2 pairs of Jordans with him back to Wyoming. So
now Naki, he played his senior year, right?
Actually, he didn't.
He redshirted?
No, he played, but the COVID gave him another year eligibility.
Oh, so he's gonna do the next year?
Nah. He's ready to go to the next level.
Is it good for him?
Yeah, he's ready for that. So
that's the KD shoe right there.
One of them. I just like
that's
that.
One of them. That's one of them.
I thought
like
that
a
one
Miami
was cool.
Dolphin shoe, man.
I threw that one up.
But it's some other ones. It's some other ones that's like real, like different. But he has a nice brand.
So him and what's his name, Michael Rappaport are like going at it.
I saw that.
Oh yeah.
KD went in on his ass.
KD, oh, he went in on him. Oh, he crushed him.
I loved it too.
Oh,
and it's like how Michael Rappaport gonna trick. You know what I'm saying? That you can't do that, man. You can't.
You can't leak that.
It's like so now nobody's gonna ever DM you now.
Yeah.
Ever. That was a private conversation between you and that man, and you put it out there because you felt some type of way.
Yeah, I think KD said he got contacted by Michael Rappaport's lawyer.
Yeah,
like, he got a lawyer involved.
Like called him pasty.
If you and I, if we were going,
what do you mean I'm pasty?
We're going at it in a text or a tweet or something between one another. That's all good. It's fun. That's like, oh man, we're blasting each other.
Right.
I feel a certain. Oh gosh, I got to get my lawyer involved. Man, you sold yourself out, dude. You right. Nobody's gonna mess with that guy ever,
because the conversations aren't private anymore. When you do that, he had plenty opportunity to address him direct.
Pick up the phone.
Call them, or if I see you in person, I'm coming to a Nets game.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let's hash it out.
Mhm.
Nah, this dude puts it out there publicly.
Yeah.
That is
And
just
that's
like
where
bro code. He broke bro code.
It happens all the time. When a person does that, it's like you lose credibility for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because people like his Donald Trump rants. They like Michael Rappaport's Donald Trump rants. But even KD was like, man, they're tired of those stupid things anymore. You're mad because he's not even in office. It doesn't even matter anymore when you do those rants.
Right.
KD killed him.
Yeah. His wordplay was ugly. KD was like,
oh man, he didn't hold back. He went 1995 on that
guy. Talked about his wife.
He didn't disrespect her though. I like that. He said, "Your wife don't even. She don't even ride with you, hasty mom." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, man. KD's a beast.
He was gritty.
He said, "You can't tell a joke. She's gonna be pissed off. You're spending money on a lawyer for this."
Hey, because look, that dude ain't had an acting job and I don't know how long. So those checks dry up after a while now. Yeah,
there's a guy I like on social media. This Barstool president dude, El Presidente, or whatever. He's a Dave something or other. He does Barstool Sports. This guy goes around and he obviously does a thing on sports, but then he goes around and he tastes pizzas all over the place, all over the country, basically. He gives a review on these pizzas. He's blown this pizza tasting business up. So he's got like a little website attached to it, another thing called Slice. And I just and then he's giving money back to these little small businesses. I said, man, this guy, he does social media right. To me, that's the way you do it. You got to do it with like a positive spin on it. These guys, and it doesn't seem like it's like he's doing it like a self-fulfilling thing. Like, oh, look at my balls. I'm like the shit. You know what I mean? Where Michael Rappaport does it for the likes, you know what I mean? He's doing it for like, oh, I'm getting likes because I went on a Trump binge or whatever it was. I think he's done, man. I think he just
he canceled himself. That's just it.
He's his own cancel culture. He became his own cancel culture.
Is this
that dude right there?
Okay,
with John. What's that guy's name? The bar rescue dude.
Oh, is that the bar? Oh, man,
it's the bar rescue guy, and then it's your pizza guy.
Yeah,
but that guy does. He does like online gambling, all that kind of stuff. Barstool Sports. It's
okay.
And he fired somebody named Michael Rappaport off of his show, and he talked about that too. And I don't know if it's it's a different Michael Rappaport, but it was pretty funny. Pretty funny.
All right, guys, let's wind it down.
What?
Any final thoughts? Any?
Yeah, Michael Rappaport's done.
Okay.
Lil Nas X could be done.
Who?
Okay. Earth, Wind, and Fire versus Isley Brothers. Who you got?
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Billy?
Well, I think Earth, Wind, and Fire will probably win just because of their huge crossover hits versus the Isley Brothers. But I'm coming from the funk side, and I'm going with the Isley Brothers all day.
The funk flank.
A funk flank steak. That's what I'm going with.
I think I might have to go with Isley Brothers.
Yes.
They got some jams.
Yeah.
Slow jams. And, my mom played more Isley than she played Earth, Wind, and Fire. So, Earth, Wind, and
Fire is like pop. They're like a pop group.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Yeah. Who do you got, Michael?
I said Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I went first. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going with the elements, man, with no
with no blood. He's going with no blood.
Earth, Wind, Fire. No water.
Okay, what's your biggest or your favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire record?
Probably. Is it Brazilian Hymn?
Is it?
I don't know. I mean, I know September. I don't know, man. Like, man. Old guys. Yeah, I like that.
Billy, what's your favorite Isley
Brothers? Well, I like and it's hard because they have slow jam. They have some slow jams that just speak to you. You know what I mean? Man, because I love Choosy Lover, but for some reason, when I hear Fight the Power, that just, and then, you know, before on radio, that song would come on. They didn't cut out all that bullshit going. They played, no, seriously, they played that on the radio. And as a kid hearing that on radio, you lost your mind. You're like, oh my God, I heard a cuss word. you were so hot to hear a cuss word on radio. There was just something about that bass line and how it moved. I like Fight the Power, but I also like Who's That Lady? Man, there's so many songs. There's so many.
Yeah, A Choosy Lover, that was a good one.
At Your Best, the Aaliyah song.
At Your Best.
Come on.
Hey, that was one of my mom's favorites too. So
At Your Best.
She used to play these records every morning before she got ready for work and before we had to get up for school. So, you know, she heavily influenced me with music. So I would say probably the At Your Best record.
Best. Yeah, At Your Best. Yeah. Now that I reconsider, I'm going to reconsider. And you know what? Aaliyah did a great job on that record, by the way.
That's one of my favorite songs.
She did. She smoked
did a great job on that record. But when you put the two together, you're like, that Isley Brothers still a gem.
It is, and for that time period, I think that was a great remake. You know, because you know she was that girl for that generation at that time. Yep. And to bring that old school song to that generation and have them appreciate it like we did with the original, amazing. It was amazing.
And she didn't put a trap beat on it at all. I mean, it's perfect.
It was perfect. No trap, no
chop, no screw.
No chop, no screw, no nothing.
All right, you guys. That was fun today. Had a laugh. We did everything. We did politics. We cured cancer.
That's right.
We were able to travel to the future and go to the past. We did it all today. So
we talked Lil Nas X, Isley Brothers.
We canceled Michael Rappaport.
That's right.
Look, we did a lot today.
We got to keep digging.
Dig deeper. Digging deeper.
So next time,
One.
Diggin in the Crates. Diggin in the Crates. Diggin in the Crates. Diggin in the Crates. Let's take it back.